secret of human memory from the perspective of consciousness. When people ask how memory works, they often look only for answers in the brain, neurons, synapses, and chemical processes. That is a true part of the story, but not the whole story. Memory is also a process of consciousness, attention, and the meaning we assign to what we experience. The brain does not remember everything equally. It remembers mainly what has meaning, and meaning is created through three pathways: attention, emotion, and repetition. Think about an ordinary day when nothing special happened. After a few weeks, you remember very little from it. But a day filled with strong joy, fear, or deep realization can remain in memory for years. Not because the brain suddenly worked better, but because consciousness said in that moment, "This is important." Memory, therefore, is not just mechanical storage of information. It is a selection of reality that the soul chooses to keep. Many people believe they have a weak memory. In reality, they often do not have a weak memory. They have scattered attention. When we read something while thinking about 10 other things, the brain does not receive a clear signal that the information matters. Without that signal, the information is not stored deeply. So the first hidden key of memory is simple. What receives your full attention is naturally remembered better. The second key is emotion. It is not necessary to attach strong emotions to every word, but it is helpful to create a feeling of interest. Interest is a gentle emotion that tells the brain, "This is worth storing." People who remember a lot do not always have extraordinary talent. They often have the ability to awaken curiosity even about ordinary things. The third key is connection. The brain remembers best what is connected to something else. New information that stands alone quickly fades. But when you connect it to a story, an image, or a personal experience, a network is created, and networks are not forgotten as easily as isolated facts. From the perspective of consciousness, memory works like a river. Information that only touches the surface of attention flows away. Information that touches emotion or meaning sinks deeper and remains. This is also why stress strongly affects memory. When a person is tense, consciousness focuses on survival, not learning. The brain operates in protection mode rather than storage mode. When a person is calm, curious, and open, memory naturally improves because the system senses safety. There are also simple, hidden, practical techniques that work for almost everyone. 1. Breath before learning. Before you begin learning something, take 3 slow breaths. This calms the nervous system and shifts the brain into receiving mode. 2. Say the information in your own words. After reading something, immediately try to explain it in your own words, even silently. This creates a deeper memory trace than reading alone. 3. Use images. Even abstract information can be turned into an image or a short story. The brain naturally remembers images better than isolated facts. 4. Short returns. Instead of studying once for a long time, briefly revisit the information multiple times. Each return strengthens the pathway in memory. 5. Calm instead of pressure. Paradoxically, the more a person says, "I must remember this," the more tension is created, which blocks memory. A better attitude is, "I am interested. Let's see what I remember." From the perspective of consciousness, memory is not only a biological function. It is a cooperation between attention, emotion, meaning, and inner calm. When these four meet, memory becomes a natural ability rather than a struggle. And perhaps the most important realization is this: a person does not remember the most because they have the strongest brain, but because they know how to stay genuinely interested in life. Interest is the light of attention, and what is illuminated does not disappear so easily.